Hey there, Andrew Medlam here. Now, if you're watching this video, you're watching it for a reason, and that's because you commented under this specific post I'm sharing with you right now. In fact, I'll highlight that post right now. You commented because you wanted to get access to my conversation tracker. And what I've done is, well, first of all, I understand just how messy and unorganized organic marketing can be. And especially if you're having many, many different conversations with like lots and lots and lots of people, which you should be having in order to get them into a conversation on the call to see if they're a fit for your program, that can be really messy and it can be really hard to track, monitor, keep up to date with on a daily basis. This is where you potentially lose conversations, right? You potentially lose the opportunity of enrolling somebody into your coaching services, into your programs, or whatever it is that you guys are offering today. So what I've done, I used to use like just a spreadsheet that I used to use. So whenever I had a conversation with somebody, I used to track that inside a spreadsheet, and it worked for some time. But as like I was having more and more and more conversations, it was getting a little bit messy, and I needed to level that tracker. So I came across Trello, which is a great board. I'd never heard of Trello before. But as soon as I understood the potential of it, I created an organic tracking system that allows you to very easily, simply monitor, track, keep ahead of all the conversations that you're having. So you're not jumping inside of Messenger each and every day, like scrolling through, thinking, okay, what conversation I've had with those people, whereabouts am I in that conversation, what's the next step of the conversation, because again, it's really, really messy. It's hard to keep organized and keep on top of what's happening. So, okay, so I'm going to jump inside Trello, just take you back to the full Trello board. So I'm just going to in fact, I'm okay there. Right, okay, so this is what we've got. Guys, I'm so excited about this. And literally within a few days, it just made my life so much easier. Okay, so first of all, let me just take these over here. Let's just start again, right? Start from the beginning. So what we have here is actually a board that I've filled out, which is a duplicatable, duplicated board of my original board that I use for my own business. Okay, so this is it. So we've got prospects, right? We've got a board here that's full of prospects, and I'll open these little cards up so you can see what's inside of them. And then we've got these three red boards here. Now, basically these are really what's generating the most of my leads from organic marketing right now. And then here, from the yellow onwards, we've got like the start conversation, and then step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5A, step 5B, and then the final step, which is enrolling people to become clients. And basically, our job is to be able to take a prospect and take them along this journey, each step of the journey, to them becoming a client. And if not, I can, I've just had another idea now. I can create another board for nurturing, for people that are not ready yet, or for people that's not like, just making excuses up, or they want more information or whatever it is, right? Because we know that not everybody's going to enroll. So maybe, we can have a nurturing board, and then inside that nurturing board, we send them off down another avenue where they can get more information from us to then bring them back into the system, right? Okay, so this is what we have. So we have a prospect. We have a board full of prospects, and these little cards. And basically, if I just open a card up, and I will just move myself out of the way, we have this area where you can create notes on specific prospects, right? And notes regarding whereabouts they are in the journey to them becoming a client, or to get them on a call. So again, we don't have to have like, piles of paper everywhere. There's unorganized, messy. There's keeping us distracted from, doing the things we need to do. This is making it easier. It's making it slipstream. It's making it just more accessible. Okay, so what we do, Well, we put prospect's name there, right? Prospect's name. And then we'll put in, so one of the areas that I generate leads from organic marketing is by creating a value post magnet. And I'll share what that is in a second. It's actually a little way around. It's value magnet post. There you go. And then we can put a link directly to their personal profile. Why that? Why do we do that? Why do we want that? Well, imagine this. You're having 20, 30, 40, 50 different conversations with all these different people. All these conversations are different parts of the flow. And you need to jump inside of Facebook, inside Messenger, and then scroll down to find that person and the conversation that you're having, right? If you've got a direct link directed to their profile, you can just quickly click on that link. It'll open up in a new tab, tab on your desktop. You can click on Messenger and it'll open up their Messenger with that conversation straight away, a lot quicker, easier, more accessible, right? So again, it's a lot more efficient for you and for me and for my clients. So that's making life easier there. And then we can now create notes regarding the conversations that we're having with individual prospects. So each prospect has got their own card. And wherever they are in the conversation, you can add notes on their card, right? And again, I have actually thought about nurturing a board. I've just not created a board for it. Where did you send them? What link did you send them to? Was it VSL? Was it a webinar? Was it an ebook? What was it, right? Was it whatever it was, a blog post, an article? You can give them a link, and then you know what they've read, or what they've watched, or what they've listened to. So you know, again, how to follow up regarding what they're experiencing. Okay, what I've got here as well underneath is actually a checklist. So you can actually checklist off what they've gone through, right? Now that might be a little bit obsessive because you've got information there and you know whereabouts they are in the conversation because you're going to slide them into the relevant step inside the Trello board. But if you just really wanted to double down and make sure that you're ticking all the boxes, then I'll pop that there for you. Okay, so again, this is like just a blank canvas that one of my clients can just quickly, I can just give this to my client and they've got access to it straight away. My personal one is just, what I use on a daily basis. I didn't want to share that because you'll see prospects' names and everything, and it's just not ethical, right? It's not the way that I work. Okay, so what happens? So there's 3 areas for me where I will generate a lead through organic marketing. And that's first of all, when a new friend accepts my request, then, I'll be sending them a welcome message. And depending if they respond or not, then, and depending on how open they are, I can actually engage that and engineer that conversation down a specific path to where they're going into, this area of conversation here to where I can actually get them on a call. Then there's the value magnet post, and if I just open this specific card up, I've got examples here of those specific posts that are generating leads. And when somebody comes from that type of post, what I can do is okay, so Simon here has requested information about Simon Small. I don't know what Simon Small is. Specific information about a magnet. Okay, which is a video I created all about the new mindset of creating Facebook ads and generating 2,255 leads for a client using a different approach to running Facebook ads. Again, they'll link straight through to their personal profile and other data, right? Okay, so I didn't save that, so Simon's name is not going to be in there. But as you can see, so now I know that Simon has requested this specific post. Now it's my job, it's my duty now to get them into a conversation. And my job is to move the prospect across the board, depending, what it is that came from. This person might be here. So the first thing to do before you can actually, if you're in a conversation with somebody and you want to steer them down this channel to get them on the call because potentially you believe you can help them, then it's up to us to ask questions. And before we ask questions, it's up to us to get their permission to ask questions. A lot of people just jump in. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Well, we haven't built a relationship up yet. We haven't had a little bit of a chit-chatty kind of, thing happening. So that needs to happen. And then once that's happened, then we can jump in here and there's a dialogue, there's a script, there's a script that we follow that allows us to ask for somebody's permission. Then as soon as we've asked for somebody's permission, then we can put them into the relevant area. As soon as they come back again, they might not come back straight away. They're busy, we're busy. There's a lot of things happening. But when they do come back and they say, yeah, cool, that's fine. What question, what do you want to ask me? Brilliant. Okay, so I can move Simon across into step one, where I'm now going to ask him quality questions around his current situation. I want to find out what his struggles are, what his challenges are, right? And then when they come back, because they've given you permission to ask questions, once they come back, then you now know that it's your job to get them to step two. So you need to be asking around their desired situation. So now we need to be asking future-facing questions that gets them to open up about the goals that they want to create, right? And again, we can be jumping inside of here. We can be taking notes. And what we've got for clients, when they open up each individual board, then it gives them relevant parts of the script that they need to be asking at each and every step throughout the journey. And then once we understand that, then it's about, okay, so we need to now give them value, but before we can give them value, we need to get them to think that, the way that they're approaching getting from A to B is the wrong methods. And most of the times it is the wrong methods. So, people can't diagnose their own problems, right? So it's up to us to shine that light on them so we understand. So we ask them, okay, what's the struggle? Why are you struggling? What's the perceived challenge of you getting from where you are to where you desire to be? So they're going to try and self-diagnose themselves. And again, 9 times out of 10, people can't self-diagnose themselves, right? So they're wrong in the methodologies and what they think they need to do. So it's up to us to understand them, but then give them value on the top of that shows them, this is a quickish way, this is an easier way, this is a better way than that way. And it's going to get you to where you desire to be a lot easier. But then what you need to do, you need to pivot from that and have a nice transition to actually then inviting them into having a call with you, right? So then we can, if this prospect, if Simon's now at this level, and Michelle and Jason's there, and now David's there, we're having this conversation with Simon, and look, and we just say, look, there's only so much I can help you with right here and now. Messaging, it might take me 235 million words to type something out. It will be really, really easy and quicker and more efficient if we can actually just hop on a call at some point that's convenient to you, and I can really shine, the light on what it is that you need to make this happen regarding the information I've just shared. Are you open to hopping on the call? It's very simple, very, off the shoulder, very off the cuff. It's just like two people having a conversation. It's very easy. And if they say, so then you've invited Simon onto a call. So now they're there, right? Now, depending on where they come from down here, really depends, and depending on the conversation that you're having with them, how open they are and stuff, it really depends if you're going to drive them into a triage call or a full blown out 60-minute or 45-minute strategy session, right? So if they're kind of like, if they're new to you, they're not really experienced so much of you, if they've just seen a few posts, if whatever it is, but you just don't feel as though, before I pull you into a strategy session or invite you into a full blown out strategy session, I kind of like just want to tread the water with you. I want to test the temperature. I want to see where you're at. I want to see how committed you are. Then invite them onto a 10, 15-minute triage call where we've got like 3 or 4 questions that we just ask them questions, let them talk, we can test the temperature, see how committed they are. And then if we feel as though they are really committed and they really want change and they're ready to step up and they're ready to commit, then you can then invite that person onto a call, right? It saves time. It saves time, and the person that actually showed up on a strategy call is going to be again a lot more committed because they've actually experienced you at some degree already one-to-one. And then it's your duty then to, if they enroll as a client, then put them in, right? So then we talked about adding the nurturing board here. We can also add like an onboarding process card here as well. So you understand, like, each and every day I am engaging with not just like a handful of people, but we're talking a lot of people, a lot of conversations. So you can see how messy it can be, right? But now it's just so organized. Now everything is just like laid out in front of us. So you can visually see where you are with people, what part of the conversation you're with, and where you need to be driving them next, right? So, for example, if this person here, David, has been sat in step 1, current situation, I've asked the question, but he's not responded for maybe 2 or 3 days. Like, okay, so I need to jump in here, and I need to bring these questions or these conversations to top of mind because I need to get him here, right? So you can do that. You can just jump in and say, hey, David, just wanted to refresh this conversation in mind. I know you've probably been busy, but if you can get back to me as soon as possible, then I can possibly help you or shine light on an easier way to achieve the things you want to achieve. So you can see this is an incredible little bit of a tool, and already it's just made my life a lot easier. So that's the value. So we've got the new friend conversation, the value magnet post, and then inbound messages. So if you are like, if you've got your offer dialed in, you know exactly what it is that you're offering, the solution that you're providing, the perfect person that you can really serve, who's going to have the biggest result in the shortest space of time. And so you've got your messaging dialed in, and you know how to place or position a call to action at the end of the post or any material that you're creating to invite them to message you. If you're doing that, maybe once every other day, then those posts, maybe even, if you're posting 3 or 4 times a day, you can do that in one of those posts, right? But if you're doing that on a consistent basis and you've got everything there we just mentioned that's dialed in, then you're also going to be attracting people that's sending you inbound messages. So you need to understand that, where they've come from, where each prospect has come from, in order to, the conversation that you're having with them, and where you're driving them to. So I hope that's been super helpful for you. Trello is a free and paid platform. What I'm using right now is the free version. Right now, I don't feel any reason why I should be updating to the paid version. But you can just see how fluent this is and how easy it is to manipulate and use, and it's a powerful tool. So guys, I hope that's been super helpful for you. This has revolutionized my organic marketing, as in keeping track of things and on top of things and being more organized instead of having sheets and sheets and sheets and sheets and sheets of paper with conversations that I'm having, I'm jumping inside the messenger and quickly scrolling down, trying to keep on top of things. Really, really messy, really, really ugly. This is just makes everything so perfect, so slipstream. Any questions, feel free to get back to me. If you're in a position where, look, you want to generate more leads, you want to have more qualified application forms that come through, your business needs to be more, what shall we say, more profitable, better cash flow, and you really don't have to pull all these pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together yourself, then reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's see where you're at. Let's see what I do or what I've got is something that can help you. If not, I'll put you in front of somebody that can best help you. But if I can help you, if I can serve you at a level that I believe that can generate results, then we can take that conversation even further and talk about, becoming a client. But you know what? Even if you don't, if you just take the value that I've shared with you inside this training, this short video, this can help you super massively. Over and out. Speak to you soon.